طيبا مبارك فيه وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله صلوات الله وسلامه عليه أما بعد. For those of you who have been keeping up with the news, something has happened recently from the ayat of Allah. A lot of times we read about historical events that happened in the past and we appreciate them historically, but sometimes things are happening during our very lives, and when they happen, they're from the ayat of Allah, from the promises that Allah made in the Quran. They come to us, you can see it with your own eyes. Recently, a few days ago in this month of October, there was a man who Allah Ta'ala akhzah, he put him down, as he promised he would do in many ayat of the Quran concerning the disbelievers. إن الذين يحاربون الله ورسوله أولئك في الأذلين. Those people who wage war against Allah and His Messenger, Allah is going to disgrace them, no matter who they are. It may happen in the dunya, it may happen in the akhirah, or both. Allah will disgrace the individual. All you have to do, ya akhi Muslim, is just look at the history of the Sanadid of Quraysh, how Allah dealt with all of them. The famous leaders of Quraysh, just look how Allah dealt with each and every one of them. The ones who died on kufr. Not people like Abu Sufyan, Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, radiyallahu anhuma. Just look at their death. So there was a man in Sweden in 2007, as you all know. He drew some pictures, caricatures, cartoons, and he said, this is Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He put a turban on him, as you know. He had a turban, he had a beard, he was looking very menacing, very angry. So he put the face that was supposed to be the Nabi of Islam, the Sayyid of Bani Adam. He put that face on a dog, knowing the position of kilab in our religion. He put the face of the Nabi, according to him, he's a rasim. He put it on a pig. The Prophet says, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, this guy, his mihna he was a rasim. That's his job in the dunya. Writing and drawing cartoons. Inna ashadda an-nas adabin yawm al-qiyamah ha'ula'i musawwirun. The people who get the worst punishment, people who draw and things like that. And that was his job that he did. Now we have some children who want to draw, games and things like that, the internet, IT. They want to get degrees in those things. You have to talk about that with your kid. But at least they are not drawing pictures like this guy. He drew a picture that was supposed to be the Nabi of Islam, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, looking at a little baby girl with desire, with shahwa. As if our Nabi, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, had some of these amrad that the people have today. So the Muslims got upset. And they went crazy. In Egypt, in Turkey, all over the world, they were burning things, making ihlak. They killed some of the kuffar who were in their country trying to help them with the Red Cross. That's not the way we deal with that issue. There's a way of doing al-amru bil ma'ruf and nahy anil munkar. There's a right way and a wrong way. The way the Muslims got upset and angry was jahl, murakkab. It made the world believe, naam, ha'ula'i mutakhallafun. They're backwards. Look how they got there. This is democracy, freedom of speech. He did all of those drawings in Sweden under the guise and under the dawah of freedom to ridicule religion, istihza with the religion. قُلْ أَبِاللَّهِ وَآيَاتِهِ وَرَسُولِهِ كُنْتُمْ تَسْتَهْزِئُونَ لَا تَعْتَذِرُوا يَا أَيُّهَا الْكُفَّارُ Don't, you're going to get in trouble. So I want to say to this ummah, before we get into this issue, inshallah, listen to what Allah revealed over 1400 years ago when these things happened to us. He said in the Quran to the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and to us, لَتَسْمَعُنَّ مِنَ الَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْكِتَابَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ وَمِنَ الَّذِينَ أَشْرَكُوا أَذًى كَثِيرًا وَإِنْ تَصْبِرُوا وَتَتَّقُوا فإن ذلك من عزم الأمور. ذلك من عزم الأمور. You people are going to hear from those who were given the book before you, the Yahud and the Nasara. You're going to hear from the Mushrikeen, Sikhs, Hindu, agnostics. You're going to hear from these people as Muslims a lot of what is going to make you annoyed and upset. You have children here, Akhi. You have to tell your kids from a small age. You're going to hear from the non-Muslims in school and in the street and in the neighborhood and wherever you go. A lot that is going to make you upset. Do you take out a knife and stab everybody? Do you punch everybody? No. If you know your religion, you know what to do. Sometimes you have the ability to change it with your hand. Sometimes you don't. So you have to speak about it. Sometimes you can't do that. So you have to hate it in your heart. So this particular man did something that made our community upset. And wallahi, what we responded, the knee-jerk reaction of the ummah, it was really sad. It was really sad. As it relates to this particular man, Ikhwani, we have to understand the ayah of the Quran and have no doubt about it. We mentioned it a number of times. إِنَّا نَحْنُ نَزَّلْنَا الذِّكْرَ وَإِنَّا لَهُ لَحَافِظُونَ. Allah is going to save this religion way back then. That's a promise in this ayah, that Allah is going to save the Quran. How is he going to save it? Jibreel is going to bring it down. He's going to give it to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the aqal al-nas, ahfad al-nas, from the bashar. He's going to surround Rasulullah with men, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, radiyallahu anhum. They're going to memorize this book. Right now amongst us, sitting to your right, sitting to your left, sitting in front of you, are people who memorize this Quran. Show me another book that these non-Muslims have that is mahfuz like that. The Sunnah is protected, Ya Abdullah. But if you are just a person, I'm a Muslim by the name, and you don't learn about these things, it won't really have that impact of yaqeen. Those companions had yaqeen. So one of the ways that Allah Ta'ala saved the Quran, preserved it, the Sunnah, the religion, He put around the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam some men who defended this religion. And that's why I have no tolerance for people of a tashayyur who curse the companions. I have no tolerance for that. Because these people you're cursing, they're from the best of this ummah. I wouldn't be a Muslim, you wouldn't be a Muslim had it not been for Allah and then those people who sacrificed. So look what our mother Aisha said. May Allah be pleased with her. She said, and you have to imagine this. In the beginning of Islam, when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam left Mecca and he came to Medina, it was a very hostile environment. Hostile, you need to know hostile. It was hot. At any moment he could get killed. He left Mecca and he came to Medina where he had more protection and more people, but it was still hostile. The Yahud were there. Do you have anyone more hostile than them? You had other mushrikun that were there. Quraysh had their ulun in Medina. He's new. There were people in Medina who had hasad and haq that he came with that power. They wanted to kill him. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. She said, when he first came, one night he was with her. She said, we couldn't go to sleep because the Prophet was worried. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he was protecting me. And his Ahlul Bayt, for anybody who will come. Rasulullah said, Ya layt, rajulan salih min ashabi ata liyahrisani. I wish, I hope that a righteous man from my companions will come to protect me, to guard the door tonight. No one's at the door. And then they heard the khashkhashat al-silah. They heard someone's weapons making noise. Those Arabs knew what weapons were. It was part of the rujud and the furusi of the Arabs. So when he heard that, he said, who is that? A dalil that he doesn't know ilm al-ghayb. We have a community of Muslims who believe Rasulullah has a musharaka with Allah in the ilm al-ghayb. He said, who is that? The one said, I am Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, Ya Rasulullah. He said, what brings you here? He said, Ya Rasulullah, I started thinking and I became afraid for you. So I came to protect you and to guard your door for you. The Prophet ﷺ made dua to Allah and informed us he's from the Ashr al-Mubashirin. Ashr al-Mubashirin. Why? Because he wanted to defend Islam. It wasn't enough just to be a Muslim, that's it. فَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا بِهِ وَعَزَّرُوهُ وَنَصَرُوهُ وَاتَّبَعُوا النُّورَ الَّذِي أُنزِلَ عَلَيْهِ. That's what you gotta do. You gotta believe, you gotta respect him, you have to help him, and you have to follow him. It's just not I believe, and that's it, I wash my hands. You have to help him. You have to help him, his religion, according to your ability. Not just coming to Jumah. After that, time went by. And Rasulullah used to walk around Medina and he had guards. Not like the Maluk of today, but he had people watching because they didn't want someone shooting with an arrow. They didn't want someone sneaking up on him. They were watching him and they let the people of Medina know this is the Khutbah of Islam. Now, they're not Askariyun walking around like that, but you can see it was a madhab. It's like when he used to make Hajj and he made tawaf around the Kaaba. He told the Muslims, show your right muscle. Take that off and make your muscle bigger and run like that. So the people can see. We're not a group of people you could come and push us around. You're not going to bully me. I'm not going to be a bully, but you're not going to bully me. So when I go to the wa'id of the hukuma, I don't go as a second-class citizen. I go as someone, not mutakabbir, but someone who knows my rights. I'm a Muslim. I share this earth and this city and this town, this country like everybody else. So time went on. Those companions were protecting him. And then Allah revealed this ayah. Aisha said, Ya ayyuha ar-rasul, balligh ma unzila ilayka min rabbika, wa in lam taf'al fama ballaghta risalatahu, wallahu ya'simuka min an-nas. O messenger, give dawah to this risala, this book, this deen that came to you. Don't be scared. Give dawah and call all of the people. Call them to it. If you don't, you didn't do your job. And then Allah said, and Allah will divinely protect you from the people. When that ayat was revealed, Rasulullah opened up his window to his house and he said to his guards, Insarifu, leave, go. Faqad asamani Rabbi, my Lord is going to protect me. He had no doubt, yaqeen, he won't die until this religion is complete. He told the guards, leave. And then he started walking around Medina with no guards, other than the companions who just happened to be there. And that's how it was. So he had people who protected him and his religion at the beginning. And then after that, Allah told him, I will divinely protect you. And there were a lot of incidents that happened where people came to kill him. And Jibril would come and give them wahy. And then they would deal with those people like the Yahud. Another example, and there are many, is the example of a tremendous personality in our religion. We have a mu'adhin here, he gives the adhan every Friday. Many of you may not even know his name. But you know the mu'adhinay of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Bilal ibn Rabah. And the other one, Ibn Maktoum, the blind man. Abasa wa tawalla and ja'al a'ma. That was a tremendous man. Listen to what happened to him. Bukhari and Muslim. This man who couldn't see, may Allah be pleased with him, he had a lady that they call Walid. That's the slave girl, the Amma. That the Sayyid, the master, the owner, he has relationships with her and she has his child. They call her Walid. She has some hukuk. But usually the Arabs, they didn't love that girl. She's a slave. She's an Amma. They didn't love her. They got istinta and fa'idah from her. This man, he loved his Amma, his Walid. He had affection for her. He cared about her. And he had 2 children by her. He described his 2 children as 2 pearls. Look what happened. Because of the love that he had for her, the lady used to make istiglal, took advantage of the love, like some of us. He's weak in his shakhsiyah. So his wife makes istiglal of him. Makes istiglal of him. To a daraja la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Unsuhibat rajulatu. We just istiglal. That lady used to do that. she would curse the Nabi and curse him, shet him and suck. The man used to say, you better stop doing that. You better stop doing that. He can't catch her. You better stop doing that. You better stop doing that. But she wouldn't stop. He couldn't take it anymore. One day, he got a dagger knife. He went, he grabbed her, stuck it in her stomach, and cut her open. Bukhari and Muslim. He hit her in the head and cracked her head open. The baby came out with blood all over the place. The news spread in Medina, someone killed his slave girl. Someone killed someone. This is a big thing. The news got to the Prophet. He heard it. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He gathered the whole community. Everybody come. He said, I heard the news of what happened to someone last night. Whoever did it, if I have any rights over you, if you love me, and I have rights over you, then I'm telling you, make yourself known. Without any hesitation, Ibn Maktoum stood up and said, I'm the one, Ya Rasulullah, I did it. He said, come forward. The people opened up the path. The man is blind. So he started walking and passing through the people. When he came, he sat down. The people said he was shaking. He was nervous. Why was he nervous? He thinks he's going to get killed. He knew in Islam, if you kill someone, this is from the Akbar al-Kaba'ir. You can't kill people in Islam. You can't abort a baby that you had out of zina. If that happens, you kill someone. Driving a car drunk, high, you kill someone. You sold alcohol, drugs to someone, he drove and he killed someone, you killed someone. So that man was nervous. Think he's going to get his life taken. Why did you do that? The man said, Ya Rasulullah, I love that lady. She was my sahiba. And she gave me 2 babies. And there was a 3rd one coming. But she kept cursing you. And I would warn her. And I gave her many chances. I couldn't take it anymore. I stabbed and I did what I did. Rasulullah told the community, Allah tashhadu inna damaha hadr. Everybody bear witness. Her blood is halal. There's no muqabil for what she did. You kill someone, there's a deal. You gotta pay. You kill someone, you get killed. None of that here. All suspended. Why? Because she made shatam and sub to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The one who Allah chose, the one He didn't choose you or me, didn't choose your father or mine. He chose him from above the 7 others over the Arsh. And you're gonna come and say that to him? Even if you say that to a regular person, it's bad. As sub with shatam to the regular person. What about to the Imam of the Muttaqi? What about him? Her blood is free, halal. Sheikh Islam Ibn Taymiyyah wrote a book about this hadith. That book is called As-Sarim al-Maslul ala Shatam al-Rasul. The sword that is out of the debate. It's not in, it's out. The sword for the one who curses the Nabi of Islam. And in that book, he deals with the ahkam, how to deal with this stuff. So that's another example. The people who were around him, how they defended his honor and his religion. Not like the Muslim today. The Muslim today is a nice person, but he has relatives who curse Abu Bakr and Umar. He has relatives who curse Aisha. He says, I don't do it, they do it. Oh yeah? Oh yeah? Well, you need to start warning those relatives and those people who you know the way Ibn Maktoum used to warn that lady. You better stop doing that. You better stop doing that. I'm not going to hurt you, but I'm going to cut you off. Whatever benefit you, I'm not going to visit you. You visit me, none of that stuff. And if my daughter is married to your son, I'm going to get her out of the relationship. Me. And if your daughter is married to my son, I'm getting him out of that relationship. That's what I'm going to do. Cursing Abu Bakr Umar. Look what happened. Time went on. There was a man who was a Christian, Sahih Bukhari was Muslim. He was a Christian. He accepted al-Islam. Not only did he accept Islam, he memorized Surah Al-Baqarah, he memorized Surah Ali Imran, 2 of the tremendous surahs in al-Islam. He memorized all of it. So he became a companion, he memorized those 2 surahs, and he was a katib for the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If you are a katib, that's from your manaqib, that's from your fada'il. anyone who was a captive. That's why in the books about his life, they always put a chapter, who were the ones who wrote for him. It showed that they can write, and they were umanah. They were trustworthy. This man used to write, and then he apostated. He left the religion. Wallahi, ikhwani, you're sitting there, nobody here is promised you're going to die on Islam. None of you, none of us. Today can be your last day on Islam. And right now we're living in a time where people's iman, there's a crisis in iman. Our children don't know if they want to be Muslims. There are people who came to this masjid, told me they were looking into Christianity after being born and raised in Islam. Crisis of iman, problems we have, wondering is Islam right? We'll deal with that another time, inshallah. That man apostated. When he apostated, he hooked up with his friends from the Christians. He said, you know, Muhammad is saying the Quran comes to him, he's lying. All of this, what he's claiming, came from me. I wrote it. Me, I did all of it. He's a kadhab. Allah Azza wa Jalla caused that guy's horse to knock him off, fell over, broke his neck, and the horse kicked him. Killed him. إِنَّ الَّذِينَ يُحَادُّونَ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولُهُ كُبِتُوا كَمَا كُبِتَ الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ. They're going to be disgraced. Anybody kicked him, broke his neck. The Nasara came and they buried him. After they buried him, the people came the next morning. The man's body was on the face of the earth. Kuffar said, look at the adawa, look at the hatred. Look at how Muhammad and his companions hated that he made ridda. Look what they did. So they buried him again and buried him further down. The next day, his body was out. Wow, look how much they hate. The man made ridda and left their religion. Mind you, if you leave your religion, you are capital punishment, right? But it didn't happen in this case, which goes to show, ikhwani, you just can't take one ayat and hadith and try to practice it yourself. Why didn't the Prophet kill that man after ridda? Because there's a background, there's a context, there's a history. It's not just like that, out of kayfina, no fiqh, no fahm. Just make the tatbiq of one hadith, one ayat that we know. They came, the man was thrown out. After 2 times, the 3rd time, they said, we're going to dig him deeper and we're going to put cement. We're going to put some kind of cement and it's deep. They said, why don't we put people to sit around? They said, no, they won't be able to get to him now. Next day, the man's body was out. The Kuffar said, this is not from Muhammad and his companions. This is from Allah. And some of them became Muslims. Some of them became, even the earth wouldn't take the khubth of that man. And that's our Lord. That's our Lord. He said about the Prophet in many ayat, فَأَنزَلَ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ سَكِينَتُهُ وَأَيَّدَهُ بِجُنُودٍ لَمْ تَرَوْهَا. Allah helped him, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, sit down the sakina. The companions are getting ready to fight the battle of Badr. You're going to lose your life tomorrow. You're 300, they're over 1,000. They're going to fight tomorrow. Those companions put their head on the ground with no pillows and went to sleep. They were snoring. Snoring. One of us has to go to court tomorrow. We can't sleep all night. And the haqq is with you. You can't sleep all night. You have to go and see your boss tomorrow. You can't sleep all night. And you have irritable bowel syndrome too. Not those companions. They were sleeping and they were snoring. Because their aqidah was hasbunallah. When they're not wakil. Everything is written. So the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa ala alihi wa sallam, when that man that happened to him, the people became Muslim, Allah sent the earth, helped the situation, help Islam, not you, not me, maybe you, maybe me, but the junood of Allah, no one knows them but him. Look what happened to that man. 2007. He drew those pictures? The government of Sweden gave him 2 bodyguards on the hisab of the Dawla. The people are paying me a salary. Since 2007, 2 bodyguards 24/7. And then the non-Muslims, the Islamophobes, they were using it saying, why are we paying all this money? Islam is no good. Let's kick them out. Don't let them come back in our country. And they made istiqlal of that nukta as well. Not to mention the antisocial behavior of the Muslims in Sweden. Not to mention all of the drama that the Muslims bring on the system in Sweden. But that was one of the points. So last Sunday, a few days ago, the man is just driving with his two bodyguards, the two police. An oncoming truck comes and smashes all three of them. Smashed them. Smashed him and the other two. And the other two died. The other two may not have been against Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but that was their job, to guard that man. And I want to tell you something. You may not believe in Christmas and Easter and Halloween and the Molid and this and that, but when you go to that stuff, you set yourself up for adab. Allah told the people in the Quran, وَاتَّقُوا فِتْنَةً لَا تُصِيبَنَّ الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا مِنْكُمْ خَاصَّةً وَاعْلَمُوا أَنَّ اللَّهَ شَدِيدُ الْعِقَابِ. Fear the fitna that doesn't just hit the people who are guilty. It may hit you through association. Your kid is hanging out with drug dealers. Those drug dealers come and kill everybody in your house. You're just a friend of someone who gets high and gets drunk. He gets drunk. You just give him a ride. He'll crash the car and kill you. And that's why he told everybody here, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, la tusahib illa mu'mina. Don't be a friend except to a person of iman. Even who you marry. He wants to marry one of these non-Muslim girls. Islam allowed that. But look at her past, ya akhi. Look at her past. Masaka aidi kathira la tuhsa. Get her checked. The point is, it's just not the one who makes the mubashir of the sin that gets destroyed. It could be anybody who's with those people. So in this man's case, he lost his life. He lost his life. And that's an ayat for us. Wallahi, it's an ayat for us. Somebody's blocking a car. The sajda to a shukr that I did is a sajda that the Prophet used to do from the minbar, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to thank Allah for things that happened. When the Sanadid of Quraysh died and things like that, Rasulullah used to make the sajda. This brother made sajda when I made sajda, because that's the sunnah. That's the sunnah. Rasulullah stood before the people, read an ayat with sajda. He got down, he made sajda. The next following week, he read the ayat. They thought he was going to make sajda. He didn't. So if the imam, Yawm al-Jumah, makes sajda, you make sajda. That's the sunnah, ummat al-Islam. So you take that away with you and you read about it, inshallah. Ala kulli. In this situation, ikhwani, that man is gone. And wallahi, I have farh, not for that man. It's not about that man. It's not about him. What it's about in my eyes is, we're living in a time right now where al-Islam is mustahdaf. They want to destroy our religion. Everything bad is embellished. Everything bad, you have the ibhar and the baraz of that stuff, the ibraz of that stuff. But the real religion, we don't see people praising that. And the Muslims ourselves are afraid. Listen to what happened from his sunnah, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. From the sunnah Rasulullah, when he used to make jihad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And you know this word jihad, we're scared to say it today. Yes, Daesh, Boko Haram, Qaeda, Al-Shabaab, these people have messed up the understanding people have about our religion. We're oppressive to women. That hijab of the woman, my wife and your wife, is a shubha in the minds of those people. No, that hijab is izzah and iffa. But the way we are, we make them think they already have issues, but the way we are, they hate our religion. A lot of times because of us. From his sunnah when he made jihad. After making jihad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam would stay in the ard of jihad for 3 days before he left. A lot of kalam, why? Now is not the time for that. But we have a youngster, he wants to be a mujahid. A mujahid on atif, he's a watif, this. a silver Ford Focus. Can you please move your car? WV60YUT. You're blocking somebody who's working here. Maybe someone downstairs. The Prophet ﷺ, after killing those people at the Battle of Badr, he took 28 of the leaders of Quraysh and threw them in a dry well. Not the wet well, because that would be no good. He told the people, ittaqu mawarid al-nas, ittaqu al-baraz fil mawarid. Don't urinate, don't defecate in places where people drink water. A hadith said, don't urinate, don't defecate where the people sit for the shade. Yeah, you're there right now resting in the desert under the sun. And you're going to use the toilet right there, come from Allah, and then leave and say, well, I'm done. No. Like the people doing these toilets. He uses the toilet and lays it as a mess. And then the next person comes in. And he has to use it. And then when he goes out, the next person thinks he did it. So he told the people, don't urinate in the people's place where they sit in the shade. Don't urinate and defecate where water is flowing. That's not our religion. How's he going to throw the bodies of 28 people in a wet well where there's water? That's not our religion. That's not our religion. But some Muslims understand Islam is like that. He threw them in the dry well. He told the people, get your saddles, we're leaving. They got their saddles. He stood at the well and he started saying, Ya Aba Jahl ibn Hisham, did you find what your Lord promised? Ya Shayba ibn Rabi'a, did you find what your Lord promised? Ya Khutbah, his brother, ibn Rabi'a, did you find what your Lord promised? Ya Umar ibn Khalif, did you find what your Lord promised? Umar said, Ya Rasulullah, you're talking to people who are dead. Not making inkar. He wants to know and understand. What about the ayat? وَلَا تُسْمِعُ الْمَوْتَى. You can't cause the dead to hear. Not even you, Muhammad. You don't give life to the dead. You don't cause the dead to live. You're not Hazir Nazir. You don't know the ilm al-ghayb. You're not with Allah. You're a human being. You're special, but you don't have all of that. Special powers? Rasulullah told Umar, Ya Umar, Wallahi, you people don't hear what I'm saying better than them. They hear what I'm saying. It's just that they can't answer. But they heard what he was saying. The narrator of the hadith said that Allah gave them their life back to hear what he said. To hear what he said. And what did Allah promise those people in that well who were killed? He made a lot of promises to people like that. A lot. And from those promises, من عادى لي وليا فقد آذنته بالحرب. Anyone who is against my wali, I will declare war on that person. It's just not a Nabi or Rasul or someone from the companions. Anyone from the community who happens to be a wali from the awliya of Allah. Now I know in our culture they grow us up thinking only the Mawli Sahib can be a wali. Only the Imam of the Sheikh can be a wali. No. Anybody can be a wali if you just do the right thing. And that's from the promises of Allah. And they heard that promise. Just like that guy. I say from here, I don't say that Allah gives him his life back, and I don't say that he hears me, but I say right here in these, hey, Mr. Lars, have you found what your Lord promised you right now? You're in muharaba with Allah right now in his grave. I have no doubt about that. Just like the Sanadid of Quraysh, Ummah al-Islam, our Ummah is in need of waking up. And the way we wake up is just learning our religion little by little. And that we get away from the Islam of al-Mirath. My mother and my father gave it to me, so I'm going to do it. Mawlid is coming up, I'm going to do it. I make dua and I do this all the time, so I'm going to do it. I hear the adhan and I do it, so I'm going to do it. That's not the deen. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم ونسأل الله تعالى التوفيق والسداد. الحمد لله حمدا كثيرا وطيبا فيه. Listen, إخواني, We have a lot to say about this, but we'll continue this in the evening. I have to say this. I don't want anybody leaving this masjid believing and understanding that I'm telling you, when you get into a conflict with a non-Muslim and he goes overboard and he says something crazy about the Nabi of Islam, that you hit him, kill him. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. The Jewish lady who gave Rasulullah poison that killed a number of his companions, and he continued to feel the venom of that poison until the day he died. He said, Aisha, I still feel the poison of the Jewish lady. He didn't kill her. He didn't kill her, and she tried to kill him. The leader of the Khawarij today, if you were to do something like that, you get in an argument, he says something about Allah, you kill him, you're from the Khawarij. That's the action of the Khawarij, taking the law into your own hand. Al-Khawarij kilab nar. وَإِنْ أَدْرَكْتُهُمْ لَأَقْتُلَنَّهُمْ قَتْلَ عَادٍ. Don't be from the Khawarij in your fikr or in the way you act. Dhul Khuwaisra is the boss, the leader of the Khawarij. He grabbed the Nabi by his neck. Give me the money, give me the money. So I take up, what are you doing? He gave him the money. I said, let me kill him. No, don't kill him. So why did he kill this one? Why did he kill that one? Because there's a context. It's a place, it's a time. We're in Leeds, we're in the United Kingdom. It was the right of that man in their democracy to do what he was doing. And it's my right to make that sajda to shukr. So let that thing go out and they say, oh, the Imam was celebrating the murder. I'm not celebrating anyone's murder. I'm just exercising my right in the democracy. And I'm bringing the sunnah back in the masjid. That's all. Democracy. So I'm not saying for you young people, anybody here, take the law into your hands. But I am saying these people who act and misbehave in this way, don't be in any doubt. The way Allah dealt with the people before, He's going to deal with all of them now. All of them now. Sooner or later. May Allah Ta'ala make us of the Ansar of this religion. The Ansar of the Sunnah of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And may He Subhanahu wa Ta'ala establish us firmly upon this religion without being apologetic and without being overboard and underboard. And may He make al-Islam more beloved to us than everything that we love. Our mothers, fathers, children, wealth, and everything other than that. Akam as-salat. Yarhamakum.
Allahu Akbar. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين قل يا أيها الكافرون لا أعبد ما تعبدون ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد ولا أنا عابد ما عبدتم ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد لكم دينكم ولي دين. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.